Take a look at yourself. Like, look down at your body right now. Wow, you've really let yourself go, haven't you? This kind of raw emotion you're experiencing right now is what video games could make you feel if they simply let you see your legs when you look down. Body presence is the term I use to describe being able to see more than just your arms in a first-person game. I have no idea where I got that term though, it typically gets called full body awareness or immersive first person. I like the term body presence though because it tells it like it is. Your body is present. Jurassic Park Trespasser is to my knowledge the earliest game featuring some form of body presence. And it wasn't even a feature listed on the box art. Maybe this is the reason it was a commercial failure. It seemed like a natural step for first-person games to start adding, the rest of your body, but this attention to detail isn't a technology unlocked by increased computing power. It's not like a new game comes out without body presence and everyone's calling it last gen. What year did this game come out? I can't see my legs!
Just lower your FOV, dude, come on.
Oh, thanks. That's much better. Of course, the only real reason Halo has body presence is so you can properly position your taint over fallen enemies, and relish in your small victory. If not being able to see someone who's in front and slightly off to the side of me is what it takes to perfect my steepage, then so be it. The Mirror's Edge developers use the term through the character experience, which is low on the list of terms I'd use for it. Being able to see your body is a pretty important feature for a game about movement. You can even tuck your legs in to jump over higher obstacles, incorporating the existence of your legs into the rest of the parkour gameplay. Neon White missed the memo on this. If you try to jump over something and hit your invisible shins, is it really your fault? It's the reason the game only gets a 9 out of 10 in my book. Most people would dock a point for the bad writing, but the writing in Neon White's fine. The story is actually incredibly compelling.
You're so lucky you don't have big boobs, White!
Speaking of games with bad writing, how about Mirror's Edge Catalyst? The only thing this game got right is the parkour. They got rid of the clunky axis-aligned bounding box, bringing satisfying parkour gameplay into whatever year Unity came out. They also turned the gamey crouch walk into a much more realistic crawl. If you ever tried crouch walking in real life, you know exactly what I mean. Another reason games include body presence is because you can kick. The mere existence of a leg coming up from the bottom of your screen raises a lot of questions. If you simply kick in screen space, then suddenly you can kick looking straight up or down, which isn't very realistic. So for the kick to face straight forward regardless of where the character is looking, you need to have a proper three-dimensional body. In Fistful of Frags, this is very hastily implemented, with your legs hovering awkwardly in the air beneath you and slightly to the left, simply pretending to run along the ground. You can turn the feature off if you find it too distracting. It's labeled as self-body awareness, which is low on the list of terms I'd use for it. Angerfoot is a game all about kicking, but the foot just comes up from the bottom of the screen, resulting in the titular character Angerfoot himself tearing his hamstring when you kick while looking upwards. This was actually done in service of the gameplay, as being able to kick upwards is quite helpful at certain points in the game. It's obviously not going for realism, or this would look much more out of place. Military simulators use body presence to add to the immersion. Looking over your shoulder at your comrades really helps you feel like just another sack of meat getting tossed at the enemy. But it also serves a gameplay purpose. These games typically let you move your body into more positions than your run-of-the-mill FPS, so being able to see your own body allows you to tell what's sticking out behind cover. While body presence has been increasingly featured in newer titles, the amount of body shown is usually just the waist down, which is not what you see in real life when you look down. Here's how it's done properly. If you model the entire body and put the camera in the head, and pivot it on the neck, it looks just like how your body does in real life. TF2 has a command which lets you see the third-person animations in first person. It was added because at the time Valve was obsessed with virtual reality instead of developing games. It helpfully reveals the issue of just using your world model in first person. Sometimes you can't see your weapon at all, other times your weapon and arm clips into the camera. Interestingly, there's a slight advantage to using this mode however, even in TF2. It allows you to see your shadow. This may seem like a small thing, but enemy players can see your shadow too, which can reveal your position when rounding a corner. This is much more important in a slow-paced game like Counter-Strike, but is probably one of the biggest advantages body presence provides to the player. Here's the part where I'd have some kind of call to action or a moral of the story, but there's really not. Video's over now.